Guardiola, back-to-back Premier League matches with the same starting 11. Willy Caballero, an automatic choice with Bravo injured. And central defenders Vincent Kompany and Nicolas Otamendi both scored in the 5-0 rout of Crystal Palace, from which the City manager has left the side undisturbed. Kevin De Bruyne and David Silva are the only two players starting who also began the defeat at the King Power. There was something of a watershed moment for City. Now that Gabriel Jesus is fit again and firing on all cylinders, it's a good enough reason to leave the strike force as it was for the win over Palace. Leicester have made two changes for Kasper Schmeichel's return to his former club. Last week, a former Leicester player moved from the left to the centre of defence with disastrous consequences for Palace. Today, Leicester do likewise, with Christian Fuchs slotting in for the injured Robert Huth and Ben Chilwell coming in on the left side. Danny Drinkwater's absence with a thigh injury makes way for Andy King's return to the first team alongside Wilfred Ndidi. Jamie Vardy's season showed its first sign of flickering to life when he got the only hat-trick of his senior career against City in the 4-2 home win. Sergio Aguero's return to fitness isn't enough to earn him an automatic return to the first team. Polish duo Marcin Wasilewski and Bartosz Kapuszka are both among the 18 on duty for Leicester. It's a crowd there, passing on now to the team that preceded them, Chelsea. So they come here. Otamendi, who scored his first goal of the season last week against Crystal Palace, is in there looking to get on the end of this. It went beyond him to Fernandinho, whose header was wide.
Well, if he keeps this on target, it's 1-0 City. Just seems to be slightly ahead of the ball, but defensively, from a Leicester perspective, far too easy. Fernandinho gets away from Danny Simpson. He's goal side of him initially, but lets Fernandinho get beyond him.
De Bruyne's bent one round brilliantly, and it was inches away from Jesus. That, what a searching ball.
So many of De Bruyne's forward passes are just encouraging people to move on to them. He's not waiting for the player to move, he plays the ball, expecting his teammates to get into the path of the...
The likes of Huth and Morgan, but Fuchs has gone in there hoping to fulfil that kind of role, and indeed he was the player who had the opportunity in front of goal, but he got underneath it.
City defending with a combination of some zonal marking, some man marking. They simply don't do their jobs well enough. Toure and
a little by surprise then. Otamendi's header, Silva pulls it back, Sané! And Chilwell turns it behind for safety first, but City playing so well in tight areas then.
It's a perfect example of the anticipation of David Silva. He expects this header to be won, he's on the move, he's moving forward onto the ball, and that's why he's able to make things happen. Just a scuffed effort really from Sané at the end.
Silva seeking out Clichy, Jesus waiting in the middle, but it's behind him, and Sterling gets the deflection in the corner.
Well, Leicester just lost their shape. Mahrez got dragged infield. That's why Clichy has so much space to break forward from left back. There's not a lot of height in the box really for anyone in a wide position in a City shirt to knock
off by Yaya Toure. De Bruyne going for the long range hit, and Schmeichel left stranded by the deflection. Glad it went wide.
Does this come off Benellouan? Not sure how wide the post it is, but Toure
does. Breeze past Chilwell, and it's Clichy. And the effort in the end from Sané. Clichy seemed to have no confidence at all about striking himself.
Well, it's a really good contest down the City right. Sterling against Chilwell.
Here's Sané. Silva! Well, it didn't look the cleanest of connections, but it was enough to take it past Schmeichel. But the Leicester players protesting, they don't feel it should count. Silva, Sané, Benellouan dives in, and the referee has no doubt this time, points to the spot.
It looked a clear penalty, but David Silva at the heart of everything that's good about City. The way he plays the game, the ball is at his feet, but he's got his head up, he's always looking for where to play the ball, lays it into the path.
Jesus up against Kasper Schmeichel. 2-0, Jesus, as cool as you like.
Well, Schmeichel's dancing around on his goal line. Jesus never took his eyes off the ball, never looked like missing. It did look like Torre wanted to take this penalty.
Albrighton's ball in, and what a finish from Okazaki, and Leicester are right back in it as he powers them into that position.
Well, the comeback is on. It's a brilliant finish, but Vincent Kompany here tries to get to a ball that he's never going to reach. He maybe should be appreciating where Okazaki is. As the cross comes in, Kompany tries to get to the ball, gets underneath it. And that's why Okazaki's in behind him. There's a slip from Otamendi as well. Great ball in.
De Bruyne. So they're pulling it across for Raheem Sterling.
It's not an easy opportunity for Sterling. The ball is well beyond it, dropping over his shoulder at the far post.
City going early. Silva has plenty of options, including Leroy Sané, if he can pull it back. Needed to pull it back further than that.
Oh, Sané's moving that quickly. He's got the time to have a look up and pull this ball back.
Header clear. This is Mahrez. Oh, he's gone down in the area from Clichy's challenge. It is a penalty. And Clichy will be kicking himself for that. And Leicester have come back from 2-0 down. Or have they? Maybe it struck his standing foot. It looks that way from what the referee's